Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 68. It is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. I would like to take this moment to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I want to send hugs and kisses to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, welcome. I hope you will like what you see, that you will subscribe, ring the bell, share, like, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. For all of my returning viewers and subscribers, welcome back. I am always so thrilled when we have this time to share together. I am going to do this FlossTube just a little bit differently. As many of you know, one day after I filmed my last FlossTube, Jean Lee, the owner of the attic, passed away. It was a blow to all of us in the stitching community. Interestingly enough, my screen grab for my last video was me holding up a framed, fully finished Ursilia sampler, which was a piece that was owned by Jean. I did not know that. I did not know that she had passed when I recorded that video. We all went back to the attic for a small retreat that was organized by Krista Grammer and Tanya and Beth. And it was a magical experience. Of course, it was very difficult for it to be without Jean, but we were all of a mind that Jean would want us to be there and to celebrate stitching and to celebrate each other. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to talk a little bit about the things that that happened at the retreat. We did have 3 speakers, and the first one was Krista Grammer of Just Stitching Along, and she gave a lovely talk and sort of a guided tour of areas in England by samplers, and it was absolutely wonderful. I obviously don't have all the pictures, but just know that it was a wonderful lecture, and Krista, thank you so much for sharing that with us. We also had Michelle Milan White, the designer and owner of Tabby Cat, and she gave us a talk on the Guernsey and Jersey Islands, which are off the coast of Normandy. Michelle, I hope I have that right. And it was just a wonderful exploration of samplers in that area. She gave a rousing, as only Michelle can do, a bit of history of England. And Michelle, thank you so much for sharing all that with us. And then last but certainly not least was the marvelous Claudia Kistler. I'm blanking on her last name. Claudia Kistler, who did give us a talk on Bristol samplers, and in specific, she discussed Claude and Maud Pickernell samplers, and they were sisters. So I just wanted to make sure that I thanked publicly those 3 women for all the information that they imparted. We also had a visit to Vicky Jennett's home there in outside of Mesa, And that is a story all its own. And Vicki, I want to thank you for opening up your home to us. I sort of tagged along behind her like a puppy dog wagging its tail, because she has so much knowledge and so much love for what she does. And it was just a wonderful experience. We also got to visit her studio as well and see Megan, her daughter-in-law, who often presents, both of them present at different functions at the Attic. So I wanted to just to make sure, I know I'm going to forget things, but to especially thank those 4 women for the knowledge that they imparted to all of us. So in that, let me, I do know that part of the Claude and Clara and Maud Pickernell samplers, Claudia did give us this chart, and this was the centerpiece of those samplers. You can see the originals back here, and we did get to see the originals, and they were just fantastic. But this centerpiece she has charted, and so we got a copy of that. They'll I don't even know where to put things as I pick them up, but I'm just going to try to start going through the things that I received at the retreat, just sort of as they are in front of me. I do want to show you that I completed what started out as my blessing sampler, which was Jenny Vett by Cumberland Cottage Needleworks. And I discovered I wasn't going to quite make it by the 1st. And on the day we found out about Jean, I made an adjustment to my stitching. And instead of Jenny's name, I put Jean's. And I took it down all the way to the C, and I took the piece with me when I went to the attic, and I sat quietly up front with Carol, one of Jean's friends and co-workers, and I put the C in and finished my first 56 count piece, which I did for Jean, using Jean's favorite color in the 103s, which is number 664. So it didn't quite work out as a blessing sampler, but I think I've got someone probably upstairs who's gonna watch after me. So that was for Jean. In line with that, I did purchase 2 of Jean's favorite Swasser Fiends, and I'm going to tell you those colors, and maybe I'll remember to try to run them across, but number 2523 in the Swasser Fiend, which is here, and number 2536, which is here. Jean preferred the Swasser Fiend on 56 count. Now I did, as I just mentioned, I did the blessing sampler on a 56 with 103, and it worked fine for me. But I am excited to try these because I haven't used them. Okay, and then Krista Grammer gave us, let us pick another, and this is also a Swasser Fiend in 2664. So if you remember, I'm getting confused. But anyway, it's another one of her favorites. We'll just leave it at that for right now. So I have 3 beautiful colors in Swasser Fiend. I'm trying to hold them there. And that were some of Jean's favorites. Okay, Krista also gave us a whole lot of stuff, and I will try to show that here. She gave us some banding material. This has a yellow band. We got the beautiful floss drops that say Phoenix in February 2025. We got 2 charts, and this is Sarah Pittengill, 1824. Just look at that. And this is Hannah Stevenson, 1852, equally as gorgeous. She gave us a kit to make a bookmark. So this is all together, and this will be the kit, A Stitch in Time. Trying to get the glare off that. And she gave us all of the pieces to make it, including a pair of scissors. So we are all ready to go. So this was from Krista, and I look forward to making that bookmark and having that. So let's see, I'm trying to make sure. Okay, I think those were the things from Krista. Okay, oh, Sharon Moore, who is Miss Crescent's Crown, and you also know her from dyeing Crescent Colorworks thread that became Classic Colorworks. She gave us a piece of 56 fabric that was dyed especially for Jean. So just look at that. Is it not gorgeous? It says, a gift for you to celebrate the Phoenix 2025 retreat, and please enjoy this special color. And that is, so what a joy it was to meet Sharon and get the opportunity to stitch with her. Okay, then I'm just going to really probably start grabbing things. Michael gave us this gorgeous floss bling. Michael is from the Dallas area, so you can see that we have the cowboy boot and the longhorn steer and the cowboy hat and the beautiful red crystal. And so thank you, Michael, for that. Grace, the Paisley Stitcher, gave us this great either scissor fob or zipper pull. This says Phoenix, Arizona, 2025. And we got some floss drops and a little notebook with a little cactus on it and some beautiful stickers. So Grace, thank you so much for that. I think we got this great sea sucker too from, this may be the only piece of candy that survived the trip in all the bags. Katherine, Stitching in Costume. We have some floss drops, a beautiful pin, but I have to say, let me pull that out. I also got a little special gift from Katherine, a little special gift. She made me this gorgeous project bag. Are you believing that? And it's lined with tomatoes. Thank you, Katherine. You know I will treasure this. And while I'm holding up project bags, Kim, the Contented Needlework Stitcher, gave me this project bag. Look at this. Look at the bag. And it is my first penny and tunny bag. I have never had one. Look at the lining. It's just perfection. Oh, I enjoyed spending time with everyone. But this was the first time Kim and I had met in person, and it was wonderful. So I got that floss bag. Diane, the woodpecker's daughter, made us all these beautiful floss, little floss holder drops, just impeccably made. That this woman is incredible. And I got this beautiful bag that has zipper and a pocket. Absolutely gorgeous. Diane, you know I am so proud of this. So that was from Diane, the woodpecker's daughter. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. Nancy from 5 Times Blessed was there, and she gave us all a hand-painted thimble. Look at this. And a little poem. And this was, I think, written by, I want to say her mother. I'm not positive, but it's a thimble for the fingers to make the stitches fine. a thimbleful of love to let you know of mine, a thimbleful of remembrance of all the womankind who wove their love in stitches just like yours and mine. So, and that is on here. So I have that. And then she had a little pop-up shop, and I bought these gorgeous buttons, and they're, I don't know if they're a type of button. It doesn't matter. They're just gorgeous buttons. And then one of her little jars of buttons. So absolutely gorgeous. Nancy is so lovely. Okay, so that was from Nancy. I have this beautiful pin. Some of this stuff I stuck in my my little sewing case, and I don't know who it's from, but you can remind me in the comments, but I love it. It's so gorgeous. Okay, and all right. Now, I did that. Oh, this was very special. This is Floss Bling that Carolyn of the Attic brought by, and this was from Jean. And it's, you know, it's the sampling of memories. So, you know, this will really be treasured. This was from Tanya, and it's some finishing fabric and a cactus sticker and some floss. Thank you, Tanya. I have 2 sets of Teresa Jersey Jersey Girl stitches. I don't know who they're from. I guess I just didn't mark it, but I wasn't not going to show them. That's one set. And then this is the other set. So, you know, please don't hesitate to let me know if you know that you gave us, you know, gave those to us. This was, these were floss drops from Nanette. And there are no cookies left in here. Nanette brings a type of cookie from Hawaii, and I promptly devoured them all. I love them, and I was really looking forward to seeing them. I know that I had this little bag was from Debby Boudreaux, and I know something was in it, Debbie, when I took it out. Maybe yours was the pin. I don't know. But anyway, if you, those of you that have watched me before and you remember the Happy Mail that I got of the dress form with the little woman with the pearls around her neck and the little apron that was all hand sewn, that was from Debbie. And what a joy it was to spend all that time with her this past weekend. One of the door prizes that I won was a Reflet de Soie coaster and needles in this cute little needle book. They're 28, size 28 John James. And then these beautiful floss drops, which are just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, this also came from Katherine, and what a brilliant idea. Look at that. You can, it's a crown, and she put the felt ball in, and then it can hold your pins. Because we're all queens, aren't we? Okay, we're queens of cross stitch. And I think now I may be down to, yes, I'm down to the Smalls Exchange. And the card that I got, I want to show you in particular because we actually had, Patty was there, and Patty let us do a make and take, which means that Patty cut out everything to make these cards. And we all sat down and made cards one afternoon, which was just, it was just wonderful that she went to all that trouble and it was great fun. So this was the card that came with my small, and this was very much like the ones that we all made. And in that, there were some sulky threads. There was a chapstick. There was some candy, all gone. There was a piece of hand-dyed 46 count fabric that she did herself. And I'm purposely not saying the name yet. And then this beautiful drum. Look at this. I have never had a drum. Is it not gorgeous? And this all came from Steph, Late Girl Stitches. And there'll be something else that you'll see from Steph, but it's with my new starts. And Steph, I'm gonna treasure this forever. I'm so proud of it, and it is such a beautiful job. You can see the fabric on top and the fabric on bottom, and it's gonna hold some of these beautiful pins that I got, and I'm beside myself. So I think that I've shown everything that I found that I brought home. I'm just looking in my box just to make sure there's nothing else, but I think that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. I will clear all this off. I will be right back, and we'll get into our regular FlossTube. Okay, bye-bye. Good morning. It's Editing Sarah. I neglected yesterday when we were talking about the retreat at the beginning of the video to mention someone very special that I met for the first time, which is Colette, the highway stitcher. And I could not put this video together without saying how much I enjoyed meeting you, Colette. We had a great time together. We had a lot of conversations. We had lunch together. Colette and her FlossTube, the highway stitcher, was one of the first videos that I watched during the pandemic. And even if they don't know you, you become quite attached to them when you're in lockdown. And that was sort of your only socialization. So I wanted to be sure and say a big hello to Colette. Thank you for all that you do, and how wonderful it was to meet you. So we'll go back to regularly scheduled programming. Bye-bye. Hi, we're back. I had a previous finish just in light of everything that I just showed you that I wanted to bring out. This is the TGA sampler. And this was designed by Krista Grammer, Just Stitching Along. And I love it, and I need to get it framed. I purchased this when we went for a small retreat at the attic 3 years ago in 2022. So just look how gorgeous that is. And I'm pretty sure that I used MPI silks for the two reds in the alphabet, and then I used DMC for the remainder. So, and now I have several more charts of Krista's I need to get cracking on. So, okay, well, I just wanted to make sure I shared that. So, I'm going to go now from just like a regular floss tube, and I had a couple of comments that I wanted to just mention. As usual, you brilliant viewers out there, the Santas that I showed you on the plaid pieces a couple of videos ago, 2 of the 3 Santas, which were pretty obvious at the time, were Prairie Schoolers, and they were from the Father Christmas book number 43. And the Fancy Pants Santa was Needle Love Company, and it was leaflet number 41, called Tweed and Twinkle Santas from 1993. So thank you all for sharing that information with me so that I could share it with all of you. We also, I want to go over the Zoom. and this will be Zoom number 11. Now, as all of you remember, in my infinite wisdom, I ask you not to put Zoom in the comments. For some reason, this is something that challenges me greatly. So what I did to pick 10 people to meet up again on Sunday, and I want to look at my date, February 23rd. Where's my book? Because I think I marked it. February 23rd from 12 to 2. Is that right? So we're filming today. Yes, February 23rd will be Zoom number 11. And what I did is, because when you put your email in on the Google form, those are numbered. I did a random number generator and picked 10 people. So these are people that have previously have previously Zoomed, but it will be in a whole different configuration. So I am going to ask you right off the top if you would start putting Zoom in your comments again, and then I'm going to read the names of the 10 people that I picked by number this time. And they are Vickyamdal, Peg Page 8618, Megastitches Milka, Laurie Smith, K. Baranowski 7367, kathygutzman 9742, Thundergigglez, Rachael. And Rachael, you were the only one that I didn't have what your actual YouTube name was. So I may just send you a private email so that I can make sure that you know that is you, for you. And then Debby Brandenburger and Connie Reynolds. So those are the 10 I picked. You do not have to put your name in again on the Google form unless your email has changed. And I will send the email out approximately, middle to end of next week. So that will be for Zoom number 11, Sunday, February 23rd on from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, and I had a couple of FlossTubes that I wanted to mention. One big one, Judy, Stitching Bunny, is back. She has put up 2 videos, and so I encourage you to go and watch my sister as she is back. It was lovely to get caught up with her on her FlossTube. And Judy, I look forward to catching up with you soon. So, and then I watched this morning, and it was this morning, Corynne of Corynne Creates put up a FlossTube extra on making a project bag. Now, I know there are many out there, and I have used Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch from the get-go. But what was so amazing about this, first of all, Corynne teaches, and so there, she just has that aura about her that just makes it very easy to learn. But she starts from the absolute beginning, even to cutting out the fabric. And I just felt like I picked up so many tips from her. It's essentially the same style of project bag as Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. It is a full fabric bag lined. But I encourage any of you that haven't tried it yet, this is an excellent resource. So that, and I will put her FlossTube down below. That is Corynne Creates. And Corynne, thank you so much for that fabulous tutorial. I haven't watched as much FlossTube, obviously, because of the retreat, but I did catch a new FlossTuber, Michael. He's known as Papa Stitcher. He lives in Northern California, and I wanted to say, hi, Michael, and you know that we have For the Love of Stitches. I hope you would maybe check the Facebook group and come and join us at one of our stitching days once a month. He does a variety of projects, and this was his first FlossTube. So go over and make Michael feel welcome, and as only we can do in our community. Okay, so I've got that. The WIPCO numbers were called, and they were 7 and 8. And for me, that was Antonia Roselle E. Garcia and Hunt Nelsie by Antique Reproductions, Kathleen Littleton. And I will have those in my WIPs when I show those. So let's jump into shares. Let's see, I've got my list here, and we'll get those done. And we have some beautiful ones. The first one, oh, this is amazing. This is from Barbara, and it's Cowboy by Jules Design. She stitched this on a 20 count hand-dyed caramel cream Aida, and she used DMC 3371. It is 1/1. It was 128,000 stitches. It took her 288 hours to complete, and it is self-framed. And Barbara, it is a masterpiece. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. The next one is from Debbie, and this is her blessing sampler, and it is Mary, is it Wereat, W-E-R-E-A-T, 1738 by Modern Folk Embroidery. She did this on a 40 count linen. She did use some substitutions with her overdyed floss, and she opted to do the over 2 verse. She must have had a choice between doing it over 1 and over 2. And it is absolutely stunning. So congratulations on finishing your blessing sampler. Deborah, the Shingle Spring Stitcher, finished Noel by With Thy Needle and Thread. Deborah has a wonderful habit of working on Brenda Gervais on Sundays. This is stitched on a 36 count lunar by Bestitch Me. She used the called for DMC. It took her 17 Sundays to stitch. So thank you, Deborah. I always love to share your beautiful work. And then finally, I have 2 pieces by Diane, and one is Martha Evans, 1879. She stitched this on a 40 count, picture this plus, with Vicky Clayton Silk's conversion. It was her first time to stitch on 40 count, and she used a thrifted frame she used a thrifted frame to fully finish. I'm really doing good today, huh? Okay, and then her second, oh, wait, there's more. She replaced the 2 creatures on either side of the cartouche, and she put stags. And I'm gonna stop here just a minute because Annie wants in. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna go to the second piece by Diane, and that is Quirky Woodland Critters by Twin Peak Primitives. This is also on a 40 count linen called Islamorada by Fox and Rabbit. She stitched all the critters together. I guess they could have been stitched separately, and she used all DMC floss. So both pieces are lovely. Again, Martha Evans should be more inspiration. That is a piece that I have and that I need to finish. So again, thank you for your shares. I would like to encourage all of you to send me your finishes because I love to share them, and everyone loves to see your beautiful stitch work. So that is our shares. I had, my only finish was my Jean Lee piece, which was meant to be my, as you know, my blessing sampler. And then I want to show you my planner, my book of days. These are also stickers that we got at the, I don't remember who gave them to me. I am so sorry. But as you can see, I have been working on several pieces. I also know that I have had 7 starts for the year 2025. and one finish. So need to get busy on that. But I am getting close on a couple of things. All right, so I have a stack of new starts that almost look like my whips. So let's jump into those. My first one is Aria's Birth Sampler. So that is Forest Friends. It's by Anna Cross Stitch. This was an Etsy store. Eva really wanted the bear. I'm stitching this on a 32 count historical beige fabric flare, but I am using the back side, which is basically a white to a very light tan. And I'm using all the called for DMC. And I got a small start, but it is started while we were gone. So as you can see, you know, you have this with fabric flare, but I am using the front side. And Annie's drinking again, so there we go. So the little bear is started, and that will be Aria's Birth Sampler. And it is in a project bag made by me with sock monkeys. And Vince's first sampler was housed in that until it was finished. My second new start was a piece to for my red sampler Thursday, because I had finished Angèle Armel by Maximum Cross Stitch, and I am stitching Ruth Gibb, 1882 by Hands Across the Sea. This was gifted to me by Angie that made this, that I wear all the time. I'm so proud of it. And I started this on a 25 count Lugana, also in honor of Angie. Vigilant Vianne by Those Missing Stitches, and I'm using 103 in the color 664. And this is my start on that. So I've got a healthy start. So that's Ruth Gibb by Hands Across the Sea. I'm quite fond of 103s, I must admit. As I said, I haven't tried the Swasser feed yet, but I do plan to for some 1/1 work. But I love it a lot. Okay, let's get that in there right. And we'll move that aside. My third new start. Oh, this is really exciting, because this, let's show first what my third new start is going to be housed in. Look at this project bag. I mean, this was also made by Steph, Lake Girl Stitches. It has a sparkly silver zipper. It is blinged. It says Queen. It's got bees and a hive, and the inside fabric is just gorgeous. So it is a special bag to house a special project, which is Hannah and Emma Foster by Pineberry Lane. And I believe this was described as a stitch-along, and it had Brenda's name along with that. Now, we have all questioned that. Brenda doesn't do stitch-alongs. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of you heard that at Sampler Symposium, Katie, Strachan, Brenda, and Laura were going to start this as a stitch-along. And the exciting thing is this is Katie Strachan's conversion, and it will be my first time to use Gobelins. So this was basically kitted up. I got the 38 count Legacy Irish Coffee, that's the fabric, and these are the Gobelins. Let's look at that. And I love stitching on them. The coverage on 38 count is just beautiful. There will be some 1/1 work, and I did buy a black Swasser Fiend to do the 1/1. Let me show you the pattern again. So, you know, there, I think here and here. Karen Lynch is working on this. Steph, Lake Girl Stitches, has started it. I'm pretty sure Kim Contented Needlework Stitcher is going to do this. A lot of people I know are working on it. And this is my small start. I started this the Sunday I got home. And this is, so I've got the little girl's, one of the little girl's head started. And the bird and the medallion. But I hope you can see and appreciate the coverage of this silk on the 38 count. It's just gorgeous. So I get quite excited knowing that I'm starting or I'm using a new material to stitch with, and that will be the Gobelin silks. So and I'm so happy all of you will be there with me to follow along. Also, because Steph gave me this bag, she also had in it, and I will show you, 3 beautiful Be Stitch Me silks. Look at those colors. Absolutely fabulous. So thank you, Steph, so much for everything. And Steph picked me up at the airport, picked Kim and I up at the airport. She drove us around. She just gave us her heart and her time, and it's really special. So, okay, my 4th new start, and I said in a comment when I saw Angie, Tiny House Stitcher, and Marie of Stitches and Diamonds starting this, and I think is hashtag Way to Happiness now. Yes, I started Stitching My Way to Happiness. This was from the Cotton and Twine box for January by the Historical Sampler Company. It's by Emma Congdon of Stitchrovia. And I thought it would be a beautiful travel piece, and it did work well for me to stitch on at the airport. So this was in January's box. I will get to share with you February's box, and I will show that later. But this is on a 32 count linen with the called for DMC that they send you in the package. They also send you the hoop to finish it. Everything is in the box. So yes, this is my start. So I did do a middle start. Let's put something behind that right here. There we go. So I did a middle start. And so, no pressure, but I will continue to stitch on that. Because, once you get it done, it's so easy to finish because they give you all the finishing products. So that is Stitching My Way to Happiness. And that was my 4th start. I know, but that's okay. And we'll just see where everything goes. Okay. All right. So that is, let me get this flattened down here because, of course, next are the whips. And I have those too. So I'm going to gently pull this over. I'm going to get a little drink. I will jump in. Okay, my first, this was a happy hour stitch, and that is a token for my friend by Heartstring Samplery. And I was gifted the other half, which I'll show when I'm working on it. But I'm stitching this on a 25 count mushroom Lugana with a mix of the called for and DMC, and I'm stitching it 1/1, and I have lots of dangling threads. Okay, but I got to work on, so this is all complete, and I got started on the words. So that is A Token for My Friend by Heartstring Samplery. Aren't those colors just gorgeous? I goofed. All of these leaves are supposed to be white. And I messed up on that. I think I just decided in my mind leaves, green. And by the time I realized I'd made the mistake, I was way too far along to rip out, especially 1/1. So not much left on that, and then I can move over to the other side. Okay, so that is my first one. Okay. Next, we have, this is to be my focus piece, and I need to do 7 days on Pet All the Dogs. So this will by Teresa Kogut, and this will be a focus piece until it is complete. This was a piece that I got on my first trip to Acorn and Threads, which is starting to be a long time ago. That was in 2020. Yeah, so this needs to get finished. So I am stitching this on a 36 count weeks aspen. I'm using the called for floss. And so let's see where I went. So this time I did some work, somewhere on the border, probably where the dangling threads are. This tree is finished. Now I just need to go down and do that. So the stitch was, the tree is pretty stitch heavy, but that is done. And I think I've given this 2 days so far. No, actually 1 day. So I owe it 6 days. So I got to get cracking. Okay. And that is Pet All the Dogs by Teresa Kogut. And it lives in again, another project bag that I made using Chester's Place by Whistle Stop Stitcher, and I put that on the front of this project bag with Chester's name. Chester, for those of you who are new, Chester was our dog of 13 years that passed away. Okay. And now we have Annie, and Annie's laying over there in her crate just looking at me. Okay, my next piece is Antonio Roselle y Garcia by Jan Hicks Creates. This was one of my Whip Go pulls. So it needs 3 days this month. And I think it's had 1 day so far. And I am stitching this on a 36 count Hint of Orange by XU Design, and I'm using the Vicky Clayton silks. So what I did was I did work on this border here. I finished this row of alphabets, and I have started down here with this row. So that is what I have done so far. This is gorgeous. The border is fiddly. So there's there's 3 colors in each of those little yellow flowers. So, but anyway, it is absolutely gorgeous. I know I'm getting the weird light again. So that is Antonio Roselle y Garcia by Jan Hicks Creates. So when you see that next, there should be 2 more days of work on it. Okay. Then my next is, and I apologize. I think I did this since I saw you last. This is One Stitch at a Time by Lottie Da. It is the stitch along for Across the Pond that is hosted by Marie of Stitches and Diamonds and Angie, Tiny House Stitcher, and beautifully organized by Sarah of Sew Me Sarah. And Sarah has broken it down into 10 sections so that we could have it finished this year. And I have completed the first 2, January and February. And I am stitching this on 40 count wheat, which is the called for fabric. by Fiber on a Whim, and I'm using the called for over-dyed floss. And this is part 1 and 2. So the lettering is complete. So marches will be the next step. Love this Fiber on a Whim fabric. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a lovely chart to stitch. Okay, and then my next whip is, this is Parlor Pincushion by Needlework Press. I got this at Sanford Symposium 2 years ago. And I don't know if any of you saw Preb 409. Her daughter made a purse using her finished piece. And it just made me want to pull this out again and get it done. So I not only have threads dangling, I have a needle in this because I was working on it at the retreat. So I'm starting to outline this last part of this pinwheel. And then the pieces, the stuff around the front. This is done on a 32 count piece of chestnut and with the called for over dyed, and I am using it 1 thread over 2. So that is Parlor Pincushion by Needlework Press. What a joy it is to be around Vicky. I can't stress that enough. And I actually got to meet Niles, her husband, who is a veterinarian, and he was out working very hard, but we got a chance to meet and to talk for a few minutes. And he's just a sweetheart. I really enjoyed meeting him. My next piece is, again, from a historical sampler company. It is the Winter Stitch Along. It is the, I don't have all the pieces here, but it is the Little Owls Patchwork Stitch Along. All the pieces are out. The last email came this morning. A lot of you have already finished it. You're really speedy. I'm doing it on the 32 count linen, and I had started it 1/1, but I don't think that DMC is really the best choice for 1/1 on 32 count. It looked way too crowded. So I just, as you guys know, I just turned it the other way and started it 1/2. And this is my progress so far. Again, with dangling threads, because these little quilt medallions around the house have a lot of color changes. But this is where I am. But look how sweet those little medallions are. And I'm sure to quilt makers, those mean a lot. So that is how big it will be. So that is the Little Owl Patchwork Stitch Along by Historical Sampler Company. Okay. We'll get that out. I'm keeping it in the bag that they had in the box, and it just works perfectly. So happiness is homemade. They just send you very lovely things in their boxes. My next is also a Whip Go Call, and that was Anne Hunt Nelsey by Antique Sampler Reproductions, Kathleen Littleton. I'm stitching this on the called for 36 count Lakeside Maritime White, and I'm using the Belle Soie Silk in Her Crown. And so this is where I brought the lettering over to the M, so I would have an anchor to go down and start this next medallion. And so this is what I have so far. I say it every time, but the variegation on this thread is absolutely marvelous. So that is Anne Hunt Nelsey by Antique Sample Reproduction. And I love it. I love the Belle Soie silk. I love the fabric. It's lakeside. What's not to love? And okay. Next we have the Modern Folk Embroideries 2025 Stitch Along, which is Baldequin Birdies. I'm going to stop this and fix that sun in my eyes. I'll be right back. Much better. So Baldequin Birdies by Modern Folk Embroidery. I am stitching this on a 25 count light mushroom Lugana. I'm using Pirate and Robin floss, cotton floss in the colorway Redstone. I'm pretty sure that I have done the number of stitches that I need. I do have this in Markup XP, the number of stitches I need for the first part. And this is what I have done so far. So that is how far it is across the top with the, on 25 count 1/1, those sweet little stitches. And oh, I just wish you could really see how that floss just shines like silk. So that is Baldequin Birdies by Modern Folk Embroidery, the 2025 Sal. I'm doing this with Natalia on Facebook. Well, a lot of people are doing it, but we had discussed it previously. So, love it. That's what I've been working on this morning. And I will work on some this afternoon when we get through here today. Sorry. Okay. Next is my 2 threads a day, which is Christmas delivery. It's always Christmas. I know we had a talk about, and I said I was going to leave this off. I'm not. So I have finished all the stitching up here. The only thing I have left to do is this. So you should see a finish on this next time, or shame on me. So this is Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm stitching this on a 36 count eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit, and I am using the called for DMC. And here it is. I got the first little threads in. I may even have a needle. No, I didn't leave the needle. Okay. And then I anchored, got this started so I would know where it is, because I won't really need a chart to do that. Isn't it darling? The snowflakes really do add to it. So that is Christmas Delivery by Cottage Garden Samplings. I don't ever like to say, but you should see a finish on this next time. Okay. And I think we just have one more, because you guys know me. I can hardly go a 2-week period without pulling out Eddie and Patsy by Maximum Cross Stitch. I'm stitching this on a 36, where's my card? 36 count Catnap by Roxy Floss Co., and I am using the Roxy Floss Co. floss. So let me show you the piece. I worked on the second bird, and I'm working on bringing the branch down. So I worked over in here on the bird, and then down in here on the, again, lots of floss, because there were lots of color changes. But I love it. So that is Eddie and Patsy by Maximum Cross Stitch. And I'm sure, knowing me, I will pull it out every now and then because I love it. Well, that's my whips, but that was a pretty big thing of whips when you think of the 4 new starts. But that's what we've got now. I have some happy mail. Oh, I do have a couple of purchases. Let's do the purchases first. I bought this Love Always by House of Stitch and Stash, Rika. Look at that. I just love it. And Thanksgiving. Valentine's Day's tomorrow, or 2 days from now. So we probably won't make it this Valentine's Day. And then I got that other really cute chart from Chris, the Camping Stitcher. So I may have to find some time during the year to do some Valentine stitching so that I have it for Valentine's. But it's a gorgeous chart. It just took my heart. I heard someone saying that they may just do, I think it was Jessica, Sweetwater Stitcher, said that she might just do the bouquet. So that was one purchase. The other is Aimee of Mrs. Flossie was at the retreat. And this was a finish that was up at the front of the store. And I guess I missed it. But when I went back to the area where the threads were, it was laying on the table. And I didn't even see who had done it. I said, oh, I've got to stitch that. And it was Aimee's chart. So this is CML 1810. Look at that. Oh, and it's in DMC. I wish you could see the model stitch. It was just stunning. And I'm going to say that is a 40 count antique lace by Seraphim is the called for. But just absolutely gorgeous. So I really look forward to stitching that. I want to show you just a little piece of happy mail that Jackie, the Comfort Stitcher, and I sort of traded a little book about Quakers back and forth, but she sent it back to me, and she sent me these beautiful, they're the spun cotton strawberry counting pins. If you guys remember, and I put it up, but she sent me a little gift after, I think, Samford Symposium last year, that I was her virtual table mate. And so I think that she probably gave these at this year's Samford Symposium. And oh, Jackie, I will treasure them. They are absolutely beautiful. It has this beautiful card. And so thank you so much. So I wanted to make sure I shared those. And then last, but again, certainly not least, the Historical Sampler Company sent me their February subscription box. And so I want to be sure and show you everything that's in that. There was a tea, and I think I took it out and maybe used it, but it came with a tea. It comes in these beautiful boxes like this with the beautiful paper. It did have a big piece of gorgeous chocolate that I have not eaten. Surprise, surprise. It has a sweet little rabbit, and I am in love with this rabbit. How cute is this? And then the chart is here, Happy Easter. I was looking to see who it is. This was designed in-house by Historical Sampler Company. And so with that, in my box, I get the linen, which is right here, this gorgeous, this is a 32 count piece of linen, and all the floss, and there's a needle. lovely. And you get the finishing. Look at this fabric and this rickrack. How gorgeous. So, as you guys can see, I am, I'm stretched a little on my new starts. I would like to give away the chart, the fabric, the floss, as a little giveaway. So if you will put Bunny, B-U-N-N-Y, in the comments, along with Zoom, don't forget Zoom, Bunny in the comments, I will send you the chart. Again, you can take a look at it, and the fabric, the finishing supplies, the floss, and the needle. And it is, like I said, it is a 32 count linen. So if that sounds like, what you would enjoy working with, then please put Bunny, and when I draw the name, I will give that with my next floss tube, and I will get that off to you in the mail. This is the February box. You can go on and set up your subscription. You can pause your subscription. All the charts that you've been seeing me show, they do become available for purchase out of the kit or as a PDF. As a PDF, if you would like, if a chart catches your eyes after you've seen it all done. And so please, I will put all the information. They also have a Facebook page. Everything is done so well. I mean, they even have YouTube videos that show you how to do the finishing. It is really wonderful. I mean, from start to finish, the attention to detail that they pay to each box, and it's an incredible gift. It's around $22, I think, for the box. And but I will have all the information down there for you to check, and I would like to give away this chart this time. So be sure and put Bunny in the in your comment for that drawaway. Please be 18 so I can ask you for your address. Don't use words like giveaway, prize, winner, anything like that, so that we can keep the bots away. But anyway, I thought I would like to do that. Now, I know that this was a really scattered and somewhat hectic video, but I'm just going to take a breath here. I don't want any of that to take away from the beauty of the group that got together in Mesa, Arizona, to stitch together, to laugh together, to love together, and just enjoy stitching. I know I haven't even showed any photographs of the beautiful pieces that other people had stitched. We did talk about doing a floss tube, but we had a really busy schedule, and that last day, it was nice for us to just be together and be in the stitching room without another thing that we had to be ready for at a certain time. So I want to thank all of you that were there, all of you that were new that I met. Another thank you to Krista, Tanya, and Beth for the organization of this, and to Michelle of Tabby Cat, of Claudia, of Dutch Treat Design, of Krista, Just Keep Stitching. Thank you just so much. This retreat just meant the world to me. So if you liked what you saw in all this, I do hope you will subscribe, like, ring the bell, and share, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. I want to stand by and remind us all about loving, about caring, about being compassionate, about never admiring quietly. We need that. We need that so much in our world today. And to remember all of us, those of us that may need prayers, good thoughts, lifting up. Let's be there for each other. And I think that I have covered everything that is on the table. So I'm going to ask you to grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. I love each and every one of you from the very, very depths of my heart. So, bye. Until next time.